not only a wonderful friend of mine, an amazing mom, but one of the most infamous casting directors on the planet, Lisa London.
Thank you, Denice. Oh my God.
The crowd goes wild.
Hi, girl. How are you?
I'm good. I thought I taught you, hey, Jan Silver, I thought I taught you better about lighting.
I know. Well, you know what? This is like in my,
yeah, the light up above, no bueno.
Okay,
this is me needing to teach my guests before they go on, give them a little more than, okay. I see so much better.
Oh, hey, that works.
Right.
I mean, like a technical lesson here.
I was saying how, you definitely have the famous moniker for your discovery of Hannah Montana and the casting process of that,
right,
which I thought was super cool. Of what people don't know is maybe you as the casting director really going in there, really going to bat for someone who was unknown at the time, correct?
Totally. Nobody knew who Miley was, because Miley had never done anything, right? She had been on stage with her dad, Billy. They'd sang together or something, but that was it in terms of acting experience. She didn't have a bunch of acting experience. So yeah, and we saw over 1,200 girls all across the country for that. So it was a big search for sure, and it was super exciting. You discover somebody and they go on to be hugely successful and superstars, So I always feel like, the proud mother, because somehow, when you have a hand in it, you feel like you help this person get on their path to making their dreams come true, And that's exciting.
Yeah. For sure. It's totally exciting. Yeah. It really is. You cast House Bunny. Now, was that Adam Sandler's company?
Yes, we did that for Adam's company. We've done like 5 movies for him. That was one of them. And, that's so funny. That movie, like, it's got Emma Stone and Kat Dennings, who's on, Two Broke Girls. And it has Catherine McPhee, who went on to do a bunch of shows. So it had all these women, and of course, Anna Faris, who was amazing. And, it's so fun when you put together a great ensemble. And then, like I said, they all go on to have huge success. I always find that very exciting.
It is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. We all want to do something that makes a difference, yeah, whatever it is. That you pump gas, right, and you want to know that the person leaves feeling good. Whatever it is you do, you want to know that you matter.
Yeah, for sure.
And it seems like the higher the art form, there's something in the entertainment industry that it's so close to the spiritual part of a person, yeah, because they're really giving of their personality. So the emotions get heightened, but at the same time, the wins are, yeah, really heightened as well.
Well, also, I think people are naturally creative. So whether you're an actor or whether you're a musician or whether you're an artist or a painter, it doesn't matter. You could have a regular job, but most people have a creative, juices in them. So I think
100%.
That's what's the thing, I think everybody likes to create. And no matter what it is, you could be sitting in your, house drawing, whatever, making a vision board, yeah, whatever you like to create. Everybody likes to create. So that's what I think is really important. No matter what you do in life, you want to use that side of you and create whatever it is that makes you happy,
Right. Like business and sales, yeah, our pal Grant Cardone has really shown that art, that the art of selling.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
To find the creativity in it, to find your own personal, your personality in it.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. It's so true, no matter what you do. It's funny because, my boyfriend works in sales, but he's an awesome drummer, which I didn't even really know until recently how awesome of a drummer he was, because he put together this band and this cool thing for my birthday recently. I mean, he's amazing, and he's an artist, and he's a creative guy. And it's really funny because one of my girlfriends says to me, "See, Lisa, that's part of the thing about him that you didn't even know that you were attracted to." And I was like, "You were so right." Because
I didn't know, and that when you first started dating him,
yeah,
we were here in New York together, yes, during that time, and that never came up. And if it would have come up, I would have told you that, like, really most of my boyfriends until I met the one and got married,
Yeah.
3 of them were drummers.
That is hysterical. Are you kidding me?
And coincidental. I'm like, oh, hi, girl, about you, and what do you do? You're a drummer. Of course you're a drummer.
Yeah, that's
of course
so funny. I had no idea. Like, I mean, he told me he was a drummer, but I said, oh yeah, okay, whatever. And then I saw him play, and I was like, oh, he's a drummer.
And we've known each other for a long time. She cast me in a movie. Yeah. And then we have kids that are the same. We have a kid that are the same age, and by a few months he's older, because I remembered when I was like 8 months pregnant, you had just had you saw me in blue jeans, and you were like, "Screw you for still wearing your blue jeans." I'll never forget that. We were in Hollywood. I happened to see you walking down the street, and she's like, "When do you do?" I said, "Next month." But our kids, right? Our kids wound up going to high school together. I had the honor of being able to be one of the carpool drivers, and but we've also we collaborate in that you like my photography. Right. You see how it helps people get in the door, and I have also learned from you too of the importance of a great headshot, of great marketing tools that are 3-dimensional, that are lit well so you could see it. And but also, like, you can have a really nice, well-lit shot, but if it isn't in the confines of a professional headshot, you will make a judgment that, okay, well, this is her high school prom photo. I don't know if she could act, right? And it's an interesting thing that you only have, like, 2 seconds when you see a picture. Yeah. And how many pictures come across your plate for one roll? Well,
it just depends. Like, sometimes it could be 2,000. Denise, yeah, you have to do it we look at them really fast. But the whole thing in a headshot is we're looking at, like, kind of like who you are. It's conveying your personality in a headshot in a way that we can just look at it and go, oh yeah, they look interesting, or that person looks right for a part, or maybe there's something about that headshot we go, wow, and then we go to look at their resume, So yeah.
So the picture first, then the resume.
Picture's always first, yes.
And how often, just curious, how often do you click on the demo reels that are a part of it?
People ask me that all the time, and it varies. Sometimes we do. Like, if I go, I'm not sure, I might look at a demo reel, or sometimes I've been asked, do they have a demo reel, and I'll go look for it. So it's it varies on what I'm doing. I'm not sure. Hey, I want to see what they've done, and I'll check it out. Most of the time, it's headshot. We're so fast, headshot, click, look at the resume, and then we go to the next person, Sure. But sometimes we look at those demo reels for sure. And I think it's important to have them. And also, what I found out? Yeah, it's good to have Slate Shots, because if you have a Slate shot on there, we get to see, do you really look like your picture A? And I found out that on breakdown services, if you have a Slate shot, you come up first in the.
Yes.
And I didn't know that.
I have clients who just in the last like six months, they'll pay a little bit extra, whatever. I think it's like $50 extra, and I'll do a Slate shot, and basically I take their iPhone and I get a behind a clean background, and I just hit play, and they say, hi, my name is Denice Duff.
Yeah.
They say their agency.
You don't have to.
I don't think so. Or they'll go like, and I'm originally from New York, live in LA. Yeah. Boom, that's it.
Like, I think they have 7.
We'll do it for almost every setup. Yeah. Like, I'll get like 3 different, because if their hair is a little different, and then just give that to them, and they post that. And it really does, like, when I cast, sometimes when I'm doing photo shoots for like book covers, or where I need to cast a model, but I need someone who can emote. And I've used the videos. I look to see how are their skills. Like, they look good, but are they stiff? Are they cheesy? Yeah. Are they seasoned? And you can see that from the demo reel.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, you can, for sure. And, we're looking for variety in a demo reel anyways. They're short, and we were looking, if you've done some comedy, if you've done some drama, we're looking for variety. We don't need like 4 or 5 scenes from the same project. You know what I'm saying? You pick the best. So variety is really important. And I see my girlfriend Jackie from Canada.
Isn't it cute that one thing about doing a Facebook Live interview is it seems like it's just you and me, but it ain't. It's all our people.
And Renee, who's like the queen behind you, I saw her. She says, "Hi, Lisa." I say, "Hi, Renee." She's always on there, looking amazing, talking about her amazing kids.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
There's sweet Renee. Yeah, she is stunning. Kellyanne, Jenny, Rocky, Camille Ganningland. She's a friend of mine who I would do my Unseriously shows with, and she loves you, Lisa.
Oh, that's awesome.
Carol Dermott. Ula's here. Yeah, you should put the name Camille Ganning in your wheelhouse.
Love you back,
because she's an amazing.
Anyway.
So here we'll give our little hellos. Jacqueline.
Yeah.
And Marisha.
My friend Jacqueline from Calgary. She's a very good friend of mine. So she's awesome. An actress, a producer, you know. Yes.
Now, Lisa, so you're a spring chicken, right? Like, look at your lovely, youthful face. But here's the gig, guys.
Yeah.
She's cast Falcon Crest. She's cast Ellen, The Ellen Show. She's cast Arliss. She's cast Roseanne.
Oh my God, now you're aging me, but okay.
But you know what? I also have a lot of more mature people on my feed who have kids or grandkids who want to do this business.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that makes you more real and seasoned. And what do you notice different from, let's say, the days of casting, you know? I mean, I could pretty much answer that, but you're here.
The thing is, you know, like casting, if you're like, I love what I do, right? I'm super passionate about casting. I'm super passionate about actors. I love it, right? I've done it for over 3 decades. Hard to believe, but true.
And it's true. I'm going to cut in. She loves actors. If anyone out there is an actor, knows an actor, just know that this casting director here has never once said to me, fucking actors.
Never.
Has never said it. I've had actress friends say that to me. I've had headshot photographers say that to me. I've even had directors say that to me. Not meaning me, but you truly love actors. And
yes, that is true about me. So I just like, I'm really always passionate about helping them, and I want them to do better, and I love to empower actors, right? And the only difference in answer to your question that I would say, you know, the casting process for us is the casting process. Probably the biggest difference is it's all gone, you know, the technical age, right? In the old days, we used to get headshots in envelopes, and then we used to have to open them all, and, you know, we call agents, and we set up every appointment, you know, by the phone and all that. So now everything is done electronically. It's so much, in that sense, it's a lot simpler. As far as the process and how we go about it and finding the talent, for me, it's the same. I don't find that part different. I still love meeting actors. I love reading actors. I will tell all actors out there, if you get a chance to go in and read for a casting director, go. You know, I know there's a lot of self-taping. You know, if you're out of town, I get it. But when I did Sandy Wexler, you know, the Adam Sandler movie that was on Netflix this year. I mean, we had parts and people would say, "Oh, can they tape?" And I said, "Where are they?" "Oh, you know, they're like in Santa Monica." I was like, "No, get your ass in the casting office." You know what I'm saying? Because it's also the opportunity for us to meet you, to see your personality, and also then we get to work with you. So, you know, why wouldn't you want that opportunity? So I always say, you know, any chance to go in and read for a casting director, you should do it.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
It's a great tip. You're right. That, like, where are they looking? In Santa
Monica,
like,
hello, it's okay, 45-minute drive, whatever it is. Yeah. It's like, come on.
Because it really is, like, I feel like I've gotten parts, not because I was the best actress, but because I was super fun in there. Yeah. And the director's like, I like her. Yeah. She's fun. Totally. So we'll make the part a little more this, or maybe we'll make the girl a little less sarcastic and edgy and make her a little more fun because Denice is that, but I like her, right? Have you seen that in the casting process, that people want to cast, they want to have a group that they know that is fun to be on set with weeks, months.
Totally. And they want to work with people who are not only talented, but are also really good at, you know, good actors. So I've seen that quite a bit. You know, it's funny when I did Grandma's Boy many moons ago for Adam Sandler's company. And, you know, I met Jonah Hill, right? And I met Jonah before he had done like I Heart Huckabees, and he came in my office and he read for the part of the bad guy, but he was so funny and so charming and so talented. So I called my producer, Alan Covert, and I said, hey, you got to meet this guy. He's not right for this part. You got to meet him. And he goes, okay, Lisa, bring him in, you know?
And this was how long ago?
Well, I don't know. How long ago did we do Grandma's Boy? Probably 10 years ago, at least, I think. So I said, so I brought him in. He met him, and they said, oh, my God, he's so funny. He's amazing. Okay, good. And they wrote him a part into the Grandma's Boy, and that was it. I mean, and that was like Jonah's, I think, I don't know, third movie or something. Look at him now.
So let's add Jonah Hill to one of your babies.
But I'm just saying that was part of it. His personality and his charm. And, you know, he wasn't right for the part that he read for, but he was so great. They said, oh, yeah, and they wrote him gave him this fun supporting part in the movie. There you go. So that does happen, you know, for sure.
It's really, really true. And now what is your sort of philosophy, though, of someone coming in, and you probably see it all, and I guess there's no really right or wrong, but when someone comes in and if there's like time for conversation versus no conversation, come in, I'm just going to read, thank you very much, and leave. Like what is your
my take on it is, you know, I always try to tell actors to come in the room and, you know, get in communication with the people in the room, right? Now, some people, you can't do that. Some casting directors, some producers, they're like, okay, thank you very much. Or they'll say, hi, great to meet you. And then you read and you go, great. And you go, you do the best job you can do, and you're a professional, and you walk out and you say, thank you very much. Sometimes that's the way it is, you know, it depends on the people in the room. Other times, you know, you'll say, hey, how's your day going? I mean, I always try to find out and talk to actors because that's how I see their personality. But I've been in producers and directors where they're like, they don't, you know, or a director will give you direction and that's it. They want to see that you can do the direction. And there isn't a lot of chit chat, but sometimes there is. But I feel like part of it is up to the actor to come in a room, you know, really say, hey, you know, or whatever they want to say or talk, you know, it's part of that because it's your fun.
No, it's lovely. You give them their space, but at the same time, I do feel that if there is any nerves there, I you know, I certainly, just from my experience, if I came in with some nerves because I saw like Rosanna Arquette, you know, in the waiting room, or Sean Young, and you know, and little Denice, who just did a Matlock episode, but because I'm a good agent, I'm coming in, but I'm coming in feeling a little freaking nervous and undeserving. For me, finding something in the room or like whatever, if I saw a picture they had of a Rottweiler, you know, and I had a Rottweiler, I'd say like, wow, I have a Rottie. How old's your Rottie? Oh, blah, 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 you know, and because it's not like it's pulling me out of character because I've done the homework on the character. What it's doing is it's allowing me to come into the room, like Denice to come into the room, and it helps to get rid of the insecure baggage that I brought in there. You know?
Totally.
Everyone has a different way of dealing with it, but I feel that the more I can connect with that person that I'm sitting in front of, almost like the more I can make them feel like my husband, who I'm super confident and comfortable around and would do the best audition, you know, in the bathroom, brushing my teeth with my husband, reading the other line, and to create that safe bubble in the casting room.
For sure.
And you know,
it's finding, that's why it's important to do research, because sometimes you do research on the casting directors and the producers and the directors, and you know what kind of projects they've done. So maybe, you know, you watch something and that's one of their shows they do is your favorite show, and you can come in and talk about that. It's not fake, it's not phony. It's like, be a person and come in and just get, you know, talk to us and whatever. I know people get nervous, you know, totally. But you have to remember the main thing is casting directors are really on the actor side. We want you to do good. We are in your corner fighting the fight. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing, which is really, I think a lot of actors forget, like sometimes, that casting directors are their friends. They want them to do good. Because if you do good, you're helping us out. You know, we look good, you know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because wouldn't it be awesome if like if each audition was like, good, done, booked, okay, good,
Yeah,
like you want person.
it would be amazing if it was always like that, which it isn't, but it would be amazing. You know.
Right, right.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're going to be doing you travel, you've been traveling. You have a book, and I think the title is so amazing. It's called, it is, it's just so catchy. I'm like, wow. From start to stardom.
Right.
Start to stardom.
Yeah.
And you kind of go through chapters of what one needs to do to it applies to all age ranges.
Thank you, Oscar. Oscar said my book is amazing, so he's very good.
Oh, we love Oscar.
I love Oscar.
Wait, where's Oscar?
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. No, it's totally a book that I wrote to help actors, to give them like the 411 on the business. I wrote it simple, user friendly, so that actors could have the best shot at stardom by, reading this book, because it gives you everything about headshots, resumes, agents, about the casting process, about why people don't get callbacks. And like I said, I wrote it really user friendly so that you could, do it in a way and understand it and apply it to your life, and I have a website, which I write actor tips and blogs on, from start to stardom.
Is it on, it's called from the website?
Yeah, it's from starttostardom.com. So I have blogs and articles that I've written on there and
look at all the hearts you're getting a lot of hearts. Have you ever met a young girl? I don't even know how old she is by now. I've been shooting her since she's 4. Maybe she's 10 by now. Rosanna Foss.
Santa Foss. No.
Rosanna Foss.
Why?
Anyway, her mother is listening right now. Her mother.
I should meet her. She sounds just so adorable.
Oh, this is a girl who at 3 years old would come to Carnegie Hall and play the piano and do ice skating in these arenas in front of people at like 4 years old in dresses that her and her mother would sew.
Yeah.
Like, this girl is way beyond her years. So there.
Yeah. That's awesome. I could meet her.
Insecure baggage doesn't compute. Oh, Richard Rice said, Denice, and insecure baggage doesn't compute. I adore you, Richard.
Yeah.
I guess I'm that good at hiding things.
Hi, Crystal. There's my friend Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
Love Crystal. She said
Josh and Carolyn. So
now you were saying, yes, I travel. Yes, I do travel to teach. Yes, I teach around the country, and I do these classes and weekend intensives to help actors with the whole audition process, to dispel a lot of the casting myth, and to really empower them as actors. That's my main goal, is to empower actors, and that's what I'm doing.
So in other words, you could learn how to act, right? You can take a script and learn and go home and study and be able to present that. But how important is it to actually learn what it's like to hold that script in a casting director office with a chair, and there's a table, and there's you, and there's start and stop, and there's just a section of the script you have to do, and then cut to the other section, and you have to do it all in 3 minutes in a room with some people that might be looking at their phone. Like, how beneficial, like, what do you see as the difference between just a good actor and someone who's actually learned a bit of the technical audition process?
I just think that the main thing makes them more comfortable in a room, right? So it's better for them to have what I do is, by empowering the actors, I'm helping them to get confidence. So when they do come in a room, or they do self-tape or whatever, they feel more confident about it. And they know, you have to know the technical aspects too, because if you don't, there's common mistakes that actors make when they get in front of a camera.
Like what? Like what?
Oh my God, like what? Like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, what about like what you talk about? Easy things like bad lighting, or like even on your own self-tape, right? Bad lighting, bad sound, bad backgrounds, crazy whatever behind you. I mean, I still say I'm going to make a video thing. I got to do it with a bunch of things about that.
Oh, Lisa.
Taping, because some of the videos I've gotten are like, I go, what? Did they really send me this? Like, I got one self-tape of a guy who self-taped in his kitchen, right? And in his kitchen, and the entire time, this is me. I wonder what kind of stove that is.
Right? Is that a wolf stove?
You know what I mean? So those are kind of the things, you know, and even when you come in a room, right? If you come in a room, and we always tape our auditions, so you come in the room. Are you going to sit? Are you going to stand? These are things you got to, they should ask, okay? Unless I tell you. Sometimes they'll say just stand or whatever. But if you don't ask and then you move, and I don't have a cameraman with me, it's me, my assistant, or me and an actress reading, right? So you need to be able to know and be able to communicate. And those are some of the technical aspects, because the other day I had an audition and an actress came in and she didn't tell us she was going to do all this bending down and all this stuff. And half her audition was on looking at the floor. I'm like, okay, I'm a really,
you're like,
yeah, I'm a really good casting director, but I don't profess to be a good camera, woman. So it's like, and also the performance is here. This is what we're looking at. We're looking here. When you go on a set and you're being, blocked and all the blocking, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. And
I do know what you're saying.
And David,
it's why when I photograph people and I say bring clothes,
yeah.
And when I have someone brought me like a great pair of cowboy boots for the cowboy roles, right. I'm like, that's good, but they'll never see them.
Yeah.
You could bring a hat, you could bring a Western shirt with a little collar,
yeah.
Because all they're going to see here to here
totally.
And it's got to say cowboy from here to here. It's got to say sexy girl from here to here. It's got to say nerdy, quirky girl from here to here.
Totally. It's And I have to comment on my friend David Eaton, who said he loves me. I'm his favorite casting director, and I love you back, David.
You got it. That's the purpose of it being live.
I know. So
we got Chris. Hello, Chris. We have Barbara Schneider's watching.
Oh my God, I haven't seen Barbara in forever.
She's gorgeous.
I know. She's so beautiful, for sure.
There's Josh Gilbert. Hello, Josh. Carol McDermott says, Christmas presents, note to self, your book.
Oh, that's awesome. You'll that's great. Yeah. So it's really, that's some of the little.
Stacy Rukeyser is watching.
Oh, I love Stacy, and I'm working with her husband on a project. It's really.
Are you? I called Stacy. I wanted to interview her. We'll see how her schedule is, Miss Stacy. We never get to talk.
Stacy's very busy. She's producing and writing shows.
I know. With two bambinos.
Yes, with two bambinos.
Two little bambinos.
Doing it all as a mom, which is amazing.
Right.
I remember those days when I'm a single mom, raising my two kids, casting. I was like, and you get through it all and come out the other side. My kids are young adults now, but I look at it now and I go, wow, how did I do that? you know?
Right?
Yeah, you just make it go right, as women.
Yeah.
And, we make it go right. We are very good multitaskers, that's for sure.
Completely. Now, did you ever bring your kids to work?
Oh my God, all the time. I took my kids to the set. I took my kids, on Sweet Life when I did Sweet Life. I did all kinds of stuff. They met tons of actors, They were probably like, oh, Mom, this is so boring. I don't know what,
And neither of them are pursuing a career as actors.
No,
but your son.
My son's working in production and wants to be a director, and he's super talented for sure. I know he will be super successful. He's got an amazing eye. And my daughter is working in, fashion marketing and stuff. But the interesting thing about her is my daughter is a very good singer. And she sang and after middle school said, I'll never sing again. Somebody probably came in and probably gave her validation, right? I don't know what, some school teachers, whatever. Never sang again. And about 2 months ago came to me and said, I want to go back to singing lessons. And I was like, rock on.
Oh, what a fun moment for you.
Yeah, I was really happy. So I don't know. Sometimes she says, I think I want to take an improv class. I go, yeah, okay, you could do that. Because I'm just supportive of whatever my kids want to do in that area. So I think she's very creative too. So
yeah. No, you got to keep the arts going, because that's what keeps the demons away. Just be over busy with activities that are of your choosing.
Yeah.
that are creative, and just know you're always, now that's in that point, you know, I know that when I was acting, I was being a makeup artist part-time.
Yeah.
And I was selling flowers in nightclubs,
Right.
On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, freelancing as a makeup artist. And I don't know, I would do odd jobs for like my acting coach. And in between all that, because it was to keep my days free.
Yeah.
But I would do acting classes at night. But it was anything I could do to keep my days available for auditions. Now, I was a talent agent for a while, and I would interview people, and a lot of times these parents would say, like, if I were to represent their kid, they'd say, do auditions happen at night and on weekends? Because that's the only time I can be available. And I'm like, no. And you know, people would say, well, you know, I just want to make some college money for my kid. And I'm like, well, first of all, college is very expensive.
Yeah.
So if you think you're going to make $40,000 a year for your kid, that's a star high goal.
Right.
And you can, but maybe you and 2% of the population in SAG are doing that.
Yeah.
So I always felt that putting that college money as a reason for pursuing this
Is
what was actually
not
right. Statistically, it's you do it because your kid loves to perform, is interested in going in front of a room of strangers, and they're curated awesome strangers, and it gives them this this adventure, this ability to kind of be kooky in front of new people. And no matter what happens to them, whether they go on to be famous or not, it doesn't matter. But what you've opened the door to them in this particular business is you've given them an opportunity to play with characters, and to have an audience for their art.
totally.
Right.
And the thing is, I say that in the front of my book, is like, whose dream is this? Is it your goal? Is it your kid's goal? Or is it yours? Because you know what? As parents who have kids, if it's not their dream and their passion, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? 'Cause whenever we've ever pushed our kids to do something they don't want to do, it never really turns out good, does it?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it has to really be their passion.
It does.
And if they do it and then they do it for a while and they go, I don't want to do it anymore, I'm going to switch it up. You switch it up, you know, guide them, but it's got to be their passion and their dream for sure.
Totally. Yeah, I did an article for the Huffington Post, and what I did is it was about I compared I talked about stage moms. Now I talked about it. I have actually had less stage moms in my world than most people would think.
Right.
But I'll have parents come and go, oh, you probably see a lot of stage moms. You probably see a lot of stage. So like once or twice a week for 20 years, I would hear that, and it would make me feel bad because I felt like it was degrading my beautiful clients, because no, I didn't have, like, maybe one every 3 years. And when I say that, what I meant is that that I really felt like the kid was not interested in it.
Yeah.
But what I sort of found was that that most of these parents, if their kid really, really doesn't want to do it anymore, a lot of these parents would be like, oh God, trust me, the day I don't have to go on the 405 freeway, sit there in traffic while my other kid is home with her dad trying to get through homework that he doesn't know how to do, and only I do, I will be happy.
Totally.
Like so many of these beautiful parents of kids that I work with are sacrificing their own woman friend time, their own other sibling time, because they're driving their kid around just so their kid can have their passion. And when the parent does things like, honey, you got to brush your hair, or you didn't look at the script, that might be construed as stage mom. Whereas if Peyton and Eli Manning's dad said, what are you eating a Snickers bar before the game? Or why didn't you do your push-ups? They're not going to think that. They're going to be like, there's a good dad.
Yeah, totally.
Right. And there's a dad who, like, how many dads have their kids not only become professional football players, but quarterbacks, and both of them, right? So I related my story of, like, sometimes you do have to help and encourage them, but you'll know that it's their dream.
Yeah, there's always ups and downs. you know, and that's part of when I teach, and I teach adults and kids, and I'm, you know, when I'm going to these different places around the country, and I'm going to Australia actually at the beginning of January to teach some workshop, you know, some classes in Sydney and
you're off to Australia. Wow.
Yeah.
Julie Michaels is watching.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But what I was going to say is that's part of what I talk about with the parents. You know, I said, you can't force your kids to do this. You know, they have to want it, because I've been in auditions where kids are in there and they don't really want to do it, and they don't do a good job. You know, you can see it with them. And I even asked a kid once, I go, hey, what's your favorite thing to do? And he was like, baseball. And I said, oh, you like this acting thing? He goes, no, not really. So, you know, he's not there because he wants to be doing it, you know? So it's really important.
Yeah.
First.
Wow. Wow. Now, when an actor walks in the room, like a grown-up compared to a kid.
Yeah.
You can perceive the nerves. Let's say you know, you got a 14-year-old comes in, and you know he or she is nervous, as opposed to a 40-year-old who comes in and you know they're nervous. What's that process like for you?
When I know they're nervous, well, sometimes people will say, hey, I'm really nervous. And I say, hey, it's okay. Let's just have fun. I always try to make an actor feel at ease as much as possible. And, you know, when they...
So an actor will say, I'm really nervous.
Sometimes I've had them, not always. And then I've seen it. I can see them shake with the paper, the sides in their hand.
Have they ever gotten the part?
Yeah, for sure. Because sometimes, you know, I tell them, you know, hey, it's fun. Just let's take it easy. Let's relax. Let's have a good time, whatever. You know, and some people don't.
And I'm underscoring that because I want people to know that you could still be nervous. Yeah, you could still shake.
You can do.
But you still get past it.
You still have to know it. Don't, you know, your nervousness, and if you don't know your lines, that's a different deal. But nervous and you know it, that's that's okay. And, you know, if you go in a room and you're nervous, so you're nervous. I mean, whatever. Use that nervousness. Use it to fuel you in the scene. Use it to create the excitement and a chance to audition, you know. Just use it. Don't get so stuck in your head about it. It's like, you know, we all get nervous. So what? You know, it happens to the best of us. So you just use it to the best of your ability, and, you know, you don't get all crazy about it.
No, it's awesome. I know. I always feel like as an Italian, communicating, connecting with the casting director would put some humanity in there for me, you know. Sure. And I was. Do you remember Lynn Stallmaster?
Of course, because that's where I started. Yes, of course. Wow. Where my first job as a casting assistant was with him and Tony Howard.
Wow. Well, oh my gosh. When I was with Jay Bernstein, Lynn Stallmaster was casting a movie of the week. And so I went out for it, and I wound up getting to work with Rachel Ward and Celia Ward and Bruce Boxleitner, all these old names. And so I went in, and they asked me if I had any questions. And I didn't have any questions. Like I had the idea of this girl, right? And I like when they say, do you have any questions? Because sometimes you do. You know, it might be like, I just want to know, like, is she actually dead in this? And this is just her coming back, right? Like sometimes there's a chunk that you just don't know. And when it's that important, I'll usually come in and ask that right off the bat. But there have been times where I didn't get to ask that time. The casting director asked me, and I had a valid question. And I like that because it forces me to talk to the person and really like feel like we're collaborating. Because if I can feel like I'm collaborating with you, now you're not just a casting director. Right. Now you're you're a teammate, right? Yeah,
for sure.
So I found, and it started with this particular audition for this movie of the week where they said, do you have any questions? And I said, actually, I don't. But I do feel like this girl has never been in a courtroom, and she's never even seen a court TV show. Yeah. So she just doesn't really feel like she knows the rules of how she should behave. So I'm going with that. And he went, great. Yeah. And so I did the part, and I wound up getting it. And but one of the producers who was in the room, who I saw when I was in Utah shooting it, he goes, I just want you to know that you were like the third person we saw for this, and we saw about 35 other girls. Yeah. And he goes, and the casting director gave us a note to the other girls. Yeah, just play her like she doesn't know anything about courtrooms. She's never even seen court. you know?
Absolutely. Because it really is. That's the whole thing about, you know, when you come into audition, it's about your choice and what you've decided about this character. It's really about your creative imagination at that moment. It's up to you. And our job is to help you. You know, we might have some tips from the director or other thoughts or things we know about the role that you might not know, but it's really your moment to make that choice and go for it. Because sometimes your choice is something we didn't even think about, and that's a fantastic choice and you get the job. It's happened a lot where somebody made a choice that was unexpected and you go, oh my God, that's so good. Yeah, let's go for that. So that's up to you guys. And that's unexpected. Yeah, it's that unexpected. You don't expect it. You know, but it's your creative imagination. And that's what's really great about being an actor. You get to do that at that moment, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I had the honor of being able to direct a vampire film. And most of it, you know, Julie Michaels was in. But there was one part that I had to like actually do a casting for, and it's this guy who happens to walk by as the vampire leaves the morgue completely naked. Now you don't see it; you just see sort of the very top part.
Yeah.
But and we wanted a passerby, and it was written, someone's a little underdressed for the occasion, right? Like that was the line, and it was written by the writer in like a man in a suit. Oh, I know. He's walking. That's what it is. They're walking this way and they meet, because what winds up happening is the vampire bites that guy. They go out of frame. And when the vampire comes up, he has the clothes on of that person.
Right.
So I needed somebody so that he could kill and get the clothes. So it was originally like a business guy, and they get face to face and he says, well, someone's a little underdressed for the occasion, or not a kid, somebody's a little underdressed. And so we had this English guy come in, and it was awesome. It was like, well, somebody's a bit underdressed for the occasion, right? And then I had this Western guy come, and his take on it was like almost appalled at, like, well, somebody's a bit underdressed for the occasion, right? And so we went with the country guy, but then last minute he couldn't do the part, and we were already mid-shooting, and the makeup artist on the shoot was this lovely, flamey, eccentric gay dude who was like, I want to give that a shot. And I'm like, okay. And so his take on it was just his thing of like, well, somebody's a bit right? And it was awesome.
Totally.
It was completely not expected, you know?
Yeah.
And like, what do you tell an actor if there's certain notes that say, they cry here, she yells here, the veins are popping out of their neck, like those kind of stages. How much should an actor take that into consideration?
Well, you know, those are the writers, like that's the writer's interpretation, right? So then it's up to you on how you create that. Yelling or being angry doesn't mean you're yelling the entire scene, right? Being angry doesn't mean you have to yell. Some people laugh when they're angry. You know, there's all different ways, excuse me, you can play stuff. So, you know, it's really your interpretation of what they're saying. Now, if we need a specific thing where we need you to get mad, we need you to hit this comedic beat right here, then that's what you have to do, right? Yeah. And we'll tell you that. But it's really your creative moment to figure it out, and it's your interpretation on how you want to play that. And that's what's so fun about acting and meeting actors. And everybody has, you know, different ways they do things. And that's what's so exciting about it. I mean, that's what I love about it anyways. You know?
Oh, you're rad.
Yeah, thanks.
Would you agree with the fact that if an actor comes in, you either want to be thinking one of two things, either like, what the heck was that? Or that was awesome.
Yeah.
And is anything else a little boring and forgettable?
Yeah, for sure. You always want, you want to do something, you know, you just want to keep it, like, go for it. Don't take the risk, you know, go for it and make your audition, you know, don't be afraid. That's what I would say. Just don't be afraid. Because anything that, you know, when you do nothing, it definitely is more like this. I call them flat.
Yeah.
Nothing happens, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Totally.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I know that you have a time frame here. This was more yummy tidbits than I ever expected.
Thanks, Denise.
I adore you. Have the happiest of holidays.
Yes.
And you're off to Australia?
Yeah, I'm going to Australia in January. I've been asked to like teach a series of classes in Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth. If anybody wants to check it out, who's in Australia, you go to AllieRobertsStudios.com, and she's got all.
I love that.
Yes, Allie, you did all those photos. Oh my God, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot. Allie, they're awesome. And so, yeah, I'm teaching down there for in those different cities. So I'm really excited. I'm going down under for the first time.
Yeah, my fold-out bed is always here for you for our next theater.
That was
our next theater outing.
Yes, and I love you, Denice. And
boom.
Boom.
Okay,
love you.
Bye.
Bye.
You all, thank you for watching all this. Feel free to share it. The little actors, listen to this because she had some great pearls. All right, love you all. See you later.